Forgive me, Ric Flair, for I have sinned. It has been 1 month since my last AEW show. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Last Wrestling Podcast, because if I have a wrestling podcast, I have to subject myself to this. Okay, I am not looking forward to this. AEW All Out, their last show before their television debut. And no, I'm not going to be covering that show week to week. I will be covering the first episode, and then, frankly, they're on their own. I like wrestling. I wanted to be clear. I like professional wrestling. If you listened to my live reaction to the Chikara Infinite Gauntlet match, available on this channel, then you know how excited I can get over a good wrestling match. But I'm not looking forward to this. In film, there's 4 kinds of movies. The movies that you know are going to be good, and they are. Something like The Avengers. There was no way to screw that up. Movies that you know are going to be absolute crap, and they are. The Super Mario Brothers movie. There was no way to make that good with the technology of the time. They could do it now, but they won't. Movies that should be absolute crap, but somehow work. And those are the best movies for me. And the worst movies, those that should be good but are somehow garbage. They manage to, one of those situations where they clearly had to try to screw this up. And that's what I'm thinking AEW is turning into. I'm scared it's going to be one of the first 2 categories. Either they've got all the ingredients and they make it work, or they've got all the ingredients and they blow it. Well, so far, it's kind of been a bit of both. There have been some great highlights. The Rhodes brothers feud. A lot of the women have been very, very good. I still love Nyla Rose. But a lot of the rest of the show has been kind of ugh. And this is their last chance to get any of the kinks out before they go on national television. But we're going to start tonight with the buy-in, because we're still sticking with that name. And quick shot looking at the announcers here. And I must say, thumbs up. The arena, obviously full, great crowd shot there. The announcers look professional. I like the suits, like the logo. And I don't care what Jim Cornette says, I love the mask. Yeah, I love masked wrestlers, and even if a lot of people don't know who Excalibur is, you know what? He just looks like a badass in that outfit. So I think he looks professional in the mask. So well done. But I think it's going to be all downhill from here, because we cut to Justin Roberts, who's having to read the rules for the first match off of a note card because it's another casino battle royal. Oh, Jesus H. Christ on a 2x4. Okay. Let's talk about this. We're not in Las Vegas. We're in Chicago, not a town known for its gambling. So you don't have to do the draw a card from a deck gimmick anymore. You can just have people draw numbers. And they seem to once again be going with the 5 wrestlers coming out at a time, meaning nobody gets focus unless you draw the Joker and you come out last. And we start with 5 people in the ring who don't even get an introduction at all. At least not a real one. This was an overbooked disaster when they did it in Vegas, and at least then I could understand the gambling theme, the playing card theme. I'm a magician. I love playing cards. They're great, but not for this. Well, anyway, the winner of this match is going to get to be one half of the first women's championship match, which I think is going to be happening on television. So, good luck, everyone. One thing I will say positive about this match is it does break itself into clear, distinct phases. First of all, I was right. 5 women in to start us. I'm going to talk about this in phases. So the first 5: Nyla Rose, the Librarian, Fabe Apache from AAA, and 2 women whose names I literally don't remember, even though they were eliminated 30 seconds ago as I'm watching this. Started off with a 4-on-1 attack on the obvious threat, Nyla Rose. Smart strategy. I love that the 4 women jump on Nyla Rose, and that gets boos, and Nyla Rose shoves the 4 women away in a big power spot. That gets a cheer. I love this. First elimination apparently is Leva Bates, the librarian, but the male librarian has a bunch of books that he lets her step on! Blasphemy! Okay, I was an English major at university. I am an English teacher in my daily life. I am a lover of books. I am a bibliophile, and proud of it. And this was disgusting, besmirching, quality literature, unforgivable, irrisanai! Okay. I will say one point. The book that the librarian hit Nyla Rose with was Casino Royale, and they're in a casino battle royale. That was actually funny. That got a laugh out of me. But Leva Bates, rightly and properly thrown over the top rope. The male librarian comes in, throws himself over the top rope, and Nyla Rose standing tall going into the second phase. Okay, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, comes out alongside 2 women I know from Chikara, Penelope Ford and Shazza McKenzie, and 2 women whose name I don't remember. Shazza McKenzie is eliminated first with a mandible claw drag over the top rope. I love the idea of the dentist using the mandible claw. More of that, please. One of the women whose name I didn't catch at first, Big Swole, puts in a fight against Nyla Rose before being eliminated with an Uranagi onto the hardest part of the ring. So right now, as the next suit comes out, it's Penelope Ford, Nyla Rose, and I believe Britt Baker is still legal. So we've had 2 eliminations, 3 active wrestlers going into phase 3. Oh, and the women who just came out were the Diamonds, if anybody cares. And now we have some names. Okay, Tennille Dashwood, formerly known as Emma, Eva Lise from Lucha Underground, Bea Priestley, Brandy Rhodes, the boss getting involved in this, and her henchwoman, Awesome Kong. What a coincidence those 2 happen to be in the same group. I didn't hear a suit announced for these 5. Britt Baker immediately runs up the ring and goes after, I believe, Bea Priestley. Good continuity there. These 2 had a match at one of the earlier shows. There's also somebody in the ring named Sadie Gibbs. I didn't catch who that was. Really cool hope spot, I should say, to start us off, as 3 women occupy Awesome Kong in one corner, leaving Nyla Rose alone with Brandy Rhodes. And unfortunately, Brandy hits a stunner to Nyla Rose to take the big woman off her feet. Kong gets free and eliminates both Tennille Dashwood and Eva Lise. Sorry to see Eva Lise, former Lucha Underground Trios champion, eliminated so easily. The next suit out are the Hearts, and it looks like, just from what I'm seeing here, 4 women active in the ring. I think Britt Baker is still in the mix somewhere. Nyla Rose still alive, along with Brandy and Kong, who are obviously in cahoots. And if I didn't just say it already, the next suit out are the Hearts, meaning that Kong and co. were either the Spades or the Clubs. Okay, Ali shows up, a couple of women that I've never heard of, and ODB, the one dirty... we're 10 minutes in the video, I can say it. The one dirty bitch from the glory days of the TNA Knockout division, she and Kong know each other fairly well, come out as the Hearts, and a couple seconds later, Jazz shows up! Wow, that's a blast from the past, and, interesting statement there with the, well, look at it. Well, I was about to say no major eliminations at this point. There was one of the women whose name I've never heard of gets thrown over, but just as the Joker is about to come out, as in the Joker card is on the big screen, Kong eliminated by a combination of ODB, Nyla Rose, and Jazz. And if that's a big four that you're starting off your women's division with, plus names like Britt Baker that they're obviously behind, I'm feeling really confident in this women's division. And that's what a match like this, what a battle royal should do, is make you feel confident in the roster. And I am with this women's roster right now. This is looking really, really good. So, who's the Joker? Mercedes Martinez. Who? Well, Wikipedia tells me she's been in a lot of promotions, including Shimmer, WSU, which, considering I went to Washington State University, I find hilarious, and had a stint in WWE in the Mae Young Classic, and was also in Wrestlicious. Yeah, that was a thing that existed. Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't follow any of these promotions, and yeah, I've never heard of this woman, but she's apparently a big enough deal that she got a pretty decent reaction when she was announced as the Joker. Also, right before her name was announced and we cut to that shot I just showed you, Jazz eliminated by Nyla Rose and I think an assist by somebody else. Brandy Rose also eliminated before Martinez could make it to the ring. So it looks like we've got our final six: Nyla Rose, Martinez, Ali, Britt Baker, the daughter of Rowdy Roddy Piper, and a blonde. I'm sorry, that's apparently Sadie Gibbs. After a few minutes of what I can only describe as professional stupidity, as Martinez faces all of the remaining women one-on-one, they're doing the old conservation of ninjutsu trick, which never works in the movies, don't know why it would work in wrestling. We eventually come down to a final four of Martinez, Bea Priestley, Britt Baker, and Nyla Rose, who was in the first group, so she's doing the Iron Woman thing. Martinez gets eliminated as a bit of a surprise. Eventually, Britt Baker is able to eliminate Bea Priestley, and Priestley, who again has the rivalry with Baker, grabs onto Baker's arm, and that allows Nyla Rose to throw Britt Baker over the top rope down to the floor. Your winner and number one contender, or one half of the number one contenders, Nyla Rose. We also find out that her opponent will be the winner of a singles match later on the main card. So, that's not fair. Immediately after that, we get a look at the AEW Women's Championship, and I like the fact that it's in a glass case. I like the idea that it shall not be touched. It shall not be sullied by human hands until it has been justly won in the crucible of combat. As for the design, it's okay. Again, it's that blob of gold and silver that I don't like. I do like the oval shape. I do like the black leather. I wish it had something a little more distinctive. Even in this picture, you can tell that the details do kind of wash out. You can see the most of the AEW logo, but that's about it. But I've seen a lot worse when it comes to women's belts, so pretty good. That whole Battle Royal went a lot better than the last time they did this. And frankly, at this point, that's the highest compliment I can give. We still have about 40 minutes or so in the pre-show, so let's just get on with it. Up next, we get a hype package for the main event for the AEW World's Heavyweight Championship, and a closer look at that belt, and I'm actually liking this belt a little bit better than I did the first time I saw it with Bret Hart, where we never really got a clear look at it. Good video. AEW, very good with their video packages. I don't think there was any new content if you've been following the various online media, but good summary of the feud going into Page versus Jericho. And hopefully that will be a decent main event, and we'll have a champion that we can be proud of. Up next, we have a tag team match between Private Party and Angelico and Jack Evans. I'm liking Private Party more every time I see them. Previously, we learned that they make their way to the ring from a location where you need an invitation, and tonight we learned that they weigh in at a combined total of 24 ounces of cranberry vodka. Okay, I'll go with that. 15-minute time limit on this one, so I'm not expecting an epic match, but this could certainly be entertaining, and we've had good tag team matches on these buy-in shows before. Victory for Private Party after about a 10-12-minute match where they showed a great tag team, double team wrestling. Clean, clear victory. Bryce Remsburg, your referee for this one. And after the match, the bad guys jumped the good guys to get some of their heat back. But this was mostly an exhibition match for Private Party. We find out that they will be competing in the tag team tournament to crown the first AEW tag champions, and they will be facing the Young Bucks in the first round. So terrible draw for Private Party, but this match did establish them pretty well going into that contest. I'm actually looking forward to that match. So this match did its job. Couple of notes. I like the fact that the teams on the pre-show, the announcers are making a point that they haven't really won a lot of matches so far. So, if you're not winning matches, you're not making the main card. I like that. We've been hearing for months now that AEW is going to be about wins and losses. It's nice to see that starting to sneak into the commentary. Also, there was a bit of a miscommunication. Justin Roberts, the ring announcer, said this was a 15-minute time limit match. The announcer said it was 20 minutes. I wasn't paying enough attention. Speaking of time limits, anybody remember the old Animaniacs short, Good Idea, Bad Idea? Well, here you go. Good idea. Incorporating the Japanese announcements every 5 minutes to give both the crowd and the wrestlers idea how much time is left in the match. Bad idea. Getting somebody to do it who apparently has not hit puberty yet. 5 minutes have elapsed. 10 remain. 10 minutes remain, everybody. Everybody got that? Okay, that was a terrible voice. But anyway, overall, very good match. Just a couple of nitpicks. One thing I will say, 0 audio problems so far in this show. So very happy about that. Up next, we have a hype video for somebody called Wardlow. From what I can tell, Wardlow's primary characteristics are that he looks very good without a shirt, comes equipped with a woman accessory pack, likes to beat up random people in parking lots just for fun, and is deathly allergic to good lighting. Cool. Up next, we have an interview with MJF. MJF does some great heel work, being interviewed by the announcer's chest, and then says that he doesn't care that he doesn't have a match tonight, he just wants to help Cody. Yeah, don't buy that. At which point, Jim Ross comes out, joins the announce team, they run down the card, and that's the end of the show. Probably the best buy-in that I've seen yet, at least nothing horribly offensive, nothing horribly stupid. And they seem to have fixed a lot of the technical glitches, and even the Battle Royal, fundamentally flawed as the premise is, worked for me. I liked it. So, good job on the pre-show. Let's see if the actual show lives up to it. Thanks for watching. Check out Part 2 of Last Wrestling Podcast, Episode 28, AEW All Out.